Hi, I'm Johnny Knoxville. Welcome to Jacket. I mean, wait a minute, that's not right. Hey everybody, Adam here, and back with a little more Vintage Cube and this thing. So, tonight, not only are we going to play the Vintage Cube, but this is the One Chip Challenge. This is the 2021 edition. Carolina Reaper, Scorpion Pepper, the whole shebang. Apparently this thing has more Scoville units than I have brain cells. So, here's the deal. I'm going to crack this open. I'm going to ingest this chip. Then I'm going to fire off this Vintage Cube draft. And, the goal here is 10 minutes or more with nothing, no liquids, no bread, no nothing to soothe it. I do have a whiskey and coke here that I have no intention on touching until we're all wrapped up. So, I'm going to toss some gloves on, however, because I'm not an idiot. And I know myself, and I know for a fact that if I don't toss these gloves on, I will manhandle this monstrously hot chip and then try to rub my eyes like a moron. So, let's crack this open. And then we'll get this started. Thank you everyone for joining me tonight. I do appreciate it. There are plenty of ways... Thank you, Paranormal, okay? There are plenty of ways you can all choose to spend your Thursdays. I'm grateful you choose to spend them with me. Let's kick this thing. Austin, what's up? Welcome to the party. It already feels exciting on my lips. Let's go. Alright. So I will say, I love hot food. But I also really like my hot food to taste good. That doesn't taste good. There's not really a whole lot of flavor to it at all. Oh yeah. Chip time right off the bat. Yeah, that's very hot. Feel that all over my lips. I mean, Austin, if I die, I die, man. If I die, I die. Ugh. Yeah, no, that's it exactly. It's dry. There's no real flavor per se, but like dusty, kind of stale corn chip. And a lot of heat. Alright. Okay. I mean, Tolarian Academy seems great here. Mystical's fine. Titan's fine. Lily's fine. Putrid Imp hard plants our flag into Reanimator. There's not a whole lot of reason to do that just yet. I think I'm going to take Tolarian Academy here. I think it's the best card in the pack. Oof. Teferi, Inkwell Leviathan. Lodestone Golem here. Ooh. Force of Will. I think I like this Inkwell. Eventually I'm going to start looking at these Signets. Yeah. Ooh, Gilded Lotus Palancron. Oh. Take the Gilded Lotus here. Hope to Wheel, Palancron, Basalt Monolith. Maybe Monolith's better. Sure, I can see that. Portal, Signet. It's starting to die down a little bit now. it's like moving its way back. Oh, I do feel it like in my head though. Ooh. I'm gonna take the Chorus of Portal here, like Signet, everything else is fine, but... Ooh, Gear Hulk. Confluence I like. I'm gonna take Confluence. None of this is great. Mind's Desire is like something we could perceivably do. I could also just take like Cathar Commando or a Braid. Cube is rad, Austin. This one specifically is Magic Online's Vintage Cube, and it goes all the way back to the beginning of the game. And you see some of the most busted cards Magic has to offer. Correct. I'm gonna take this Abrade here. I think that Abrade is probably better than most of the other cards in the pack. Like, we're not into red yet, but it would be pretty easy to. Dak Faden would be a pretty reasonable pickup. Alright, so... What? Yeah, like... This draw 3 cards is probably fine. That's the thing I'm most interested in. PNK is okay. Puts me pretty hard into red though, and I'm not there yet. Condemn, I guess. Bolt. Take the Bolt. Out of all these, I think Stonecoil Serpent is the only card I actually would consider playing. Yeah, Fauna Shaman pretty great. The green deck is actually pretty good. I played it in a previous run, and I did okay. The power level of the cube is very, very high. Like, it is absolutely busted. Okay. Yes, to Fairy. Like, I don't really want Academy Runes or any of the rest of this. Yeah, Jace is in this cube for sure. Excuse me. I'm gonna take the Teferi. I know that I'm actually gonna play it, but I think that's the card I'm most interested in. In regards to that, I could take Cave of the Frost Dragon as another white source. We can just be a big dumb control deck. Yeah, basically, Austin, if you can think of a, like, super high power level card, like even a lot of the... Yikes. Even a lot of the old, like, banned all over the place cards, they're probably here. Light up the stage. I'll take the light up the stage. I don't think I want it, but I have it. Yeah. Cube indeed. Travis, you missed it. The party has already commenced. I have ingested the chip directly from Satan's asshole. And now we're on this train for who knows how long? I mean... Alright. Treachery? Wheel of Fortune? Mox. It's Mox. We just take Mox. Figured it out. Would like to see Treachery. Wouldn't hate Wheel of Fortune. Would take some of these white cards probably. Mana Vault. Spicy Chip already engaged. Welcome to the stream, Joe. Spicy Chip started as we started the draft. Actually, before we started the draft. GTA very good. I think I'm gonna take this remand. This is actually pretty good. Given that we already have this Teferi, this Zoologist we're not playing. Travis, so originally it was... I picked one up. Metalworker, you say? You talked me right into it. Originally I picked up the One Chip Challenge because I had guest starred on the Talking Switch podcast. And as such... Probably this? Maybe this. All of these are fine. I think I'm just gonna take the Ancestral Vision though. So I guest starred on the Talking Switch podcast, and they had all done it. And so there was a joke about any team member who guest stars. That's fair. There's a lot of really cool stuff going on Magic Online right now. We'll take Signet. So when we started joking about the guest stars, the team members who guest on Talking Swish, eating or taking the One Chip Challenge, I picked one up, and it's just been sitting on my desk for months because I have not been back on Talking Swish, and I don't know. So I just decided today, staring at my desk, that I was like, last night actually, staring at my desk, I was like, we're gonna do that. So now here I am. It's not super bad. Like, it's mostly worn off now. There's a little bit in the back of my tongue, but most of it is pretty tame. I'm not even so much worried about the digesting it. Like, again, I love hot food, so the spice is not even, like, it's not, it doesn't worry me about, like, what it's gonna do to me as far as my digestive system is concerned. I'm gonna take up this light up the stage. The chances we play that are pretty low. Yeah, the spice is mostly subsided at this point. So, we'll post on social media tomorrow if my insides have turned to liquids. But, yeah, so, One Chip Challenge. It has occurred. I'm gonna take the Sundering Titan. Could see taking this Plateau, like, that's super reasonable. Relic is fine. I think I just want more stuff to do. Except Smuggler's Copter. I could also just take Path. I'm gonna take Copter. I'll grab Trinket Mage here. Trinket Mage can find Mox or Mana Vault. All of these look terrible. I guess Trigon Predator. I will take a Faith's Fetters. Because Faith's Fetters is like a piece of removal. That's probably unplayable. So I'll take Bitter Blossom. Sure. I mean, yeah, Terry, like, we'll see what happens. Wow. Okay, so this pack is gas. Like, Karn Sign of Urza is incredible. Upheaval's great. Turnabout's totally fine. I think I'm down for Karn. Wormcoil Engine. Other cards I'd be interested here are like Koldatha Forgemaster, Miscalc. I think we're hard enough in the artifact deck that I can get by taking Wormcoil Engine. Yeah, no, like the cube's dope. Taking Memory Deluge here. There's conversations that could be had about taking a sword or something. Like, this sword especially is busted in cube because it mills somebody for 10 cards, which is like a decent chunk of their library. But I don't think I have enough creatures yet to want to strap it to. Yeah, yeah. Sword strong. We'll take Batterskull. Easy money. Punish for passing up the, Academy Ruins. Could take Batterskull here. Could also just take Hallowed Fountain. I don't really need, though. My White Splash is probably not going to be that heavy. Take Batterskull. Thirst. Sower? Sower's rad. Thirst is good. We're not a Geddon deck. I think I want Sower. Seachrome Coast. Riftwing Cloudscape, very good. Again, I don't think our White Splash is that heavy. I'm going to take Riftwing Cloudscape. Wow. Everyone keeps passing twin cards. This is wild. Spear. I guess I'm taking Incinerate. Like, I don't... I'll just take Coast. Get this out of here. Yeah, like... Twin was wide open there. That's super wild. Somebody passed Exarch and Pestermite. And then, like, burn spells. That's super crazy. I'm taking this Storm-Carved Coast because I actually want to splash this Bolt and Sabrade if I can. And then I also have Signet to help with that. Alright. 14 lands is probably not going to be enough, so we're going to have to make some cuts. What do I not like here? Splicer seems pretty bad. Like, I don't think Splicer is actually what our deck wants to do. I think our artifact count is also, like, kind of low. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Maybe I'm wrong. Wow, this pack is absolutely obnoxious. Like, do I take Workshop? Do I take... Like, I think I'm probably going to take Show and Tell. This card is obnoxious. I guess I talked myself out of it. I think I'm going to take Workshop. And then just try to power these out fair. I want everyone to go on to start the counter now. Every time we draw Mishra's Workshop and wish that it was Show and Tell. I did this. This is my fault. Oh, we got the Upheaval back. That's rad. Alright. Can we be an Upheaval deck? Probably not. I don't think we have enough fast mana. We have Basalt Monolith. We have Mana Vaults. We have Mox. No, I don't think we're an Upheaval deck. We did get Forge Master back, though, and I'm really happy for that one. This is the reward for not taking Show and Tell. I think this is probably kind of not great. Had I been able to... Like, I have 2 counter spells in the entire deck, in Remand and Mystic Confluence. I don't know, with one of our lands being Tolarian Academy, though, like, that's a pretty real argument to just, like, keep that Teferi. Alright. So, I still don't hate Trinket Mage. Splicer seems of pretty medium value. Put that in my sideboard. Heat, I guess? Just take another red removal spell. Try to decide what I'm actually going to be playing here. I think Cathar Commando can go. Ugh. I'm going to take the Sacred Foundry. It doesn't make blue, which is like kind of questionable, but it does pay for both of the splash colors, which I think is a reasonable enough reason to take it. Same reason Volcanic Island pays for a splash color. I think it will take Smokestack. Alright. Okay. So this is 28. No. We definitely have to make some cuts here. I don't think we can be an upheaval deck as much as I would like to. Maybe Faith's Fetters is more than I need? Alternatively, maybe I can slide the Abrade out. It's 26. I don't know that we have enough ramp to do... We have 14 land deck. So, start making more cuts. Ancestral Vision can potentially go. Maybe just Inspired Idea? I'll just cut Inspired Idea. It's probably the worst draw spell in my deck. I also have Corsa Portal, which is pretty rad. So now we're 15 land deck. Still need at least one more, probably 2. Smokestack is okay. Alright. Remand, Confluence, Deluge, Sower. Maybe Sower can leave. Board Sower and we know it's going to be good. Which is usually, but... And then... That also feels like a big ask. I don't think I'm going to play this Cave of the Frost Dragon. So we're at 16 land deck there. I have 3 red sources for 2 red cards. I don't think I need a basic mountain. I have 2 white sources, 2 white cards. I'll take a basic plains. And then a bunch of islands. Yeah, like... I think 3 red sources, 3 white sources. That's probably fine. there's an argument to take an extra red source because our red cards are so low on the curve, but I also don't need to know that we're like trying to cast them low on the curve. So, yeah, like I don't hate this. Let's run this then. Also, for anyone keeping track, I think we're over 20 minutes now. Part of me wants to keep going. Part of me also wants to drink this whiskey and Coke. We'll see how much longer I just randomly hold out before I just start drinking this whiskey. Again, thank you everyone for coming out tonight. I really do appreciate it. We're, for anyone who doesn't normally follow the stream, for anyone who has clicked on from some sort of Twitch suggestion, hello, my name is Adam. I am a member of Team Switch from Grand Rapids, Michigan. Tonight we are drafting some Magic Online Vintage Cube, and we are currently over 20 minutes into the One Chip Challenge. Currently deciding how many more minutes we're going to go because I have this delightful beverage in front of me that I'd love to drink. Which is somehow still cold. Or remotely cold, which is strange. Gandhi, welcome. Appreciate you dropping by. So, there it is, everybody. We have crushed the One Chip Challenge. Ooh, at 30 minutes we're supercharged. Reasonable. Alright, we won the die roll. That seems pretty great. Oh, this has nowhere near enough lands. This has plenty of lands. I'm gonna ship down the Sundering Titan. We're gonna confuse the absolute hell out of our opponent when we go turn 1, Island, Suspend Ancestral Vision into Mishra's Workshop, Wormcoil Engine. Gonna be pretty great. We have suspended this Ancestral Vision. At some point in the near future, we may draw 3 cards. Opponent is on Reanimator. One, two, three, four. This feels like it's worth doing. If I untap with a Metalworker in play, I think that we're in pretty great shape. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Deal. I accept these terms and conditions. Oh, opponent discarded their Ashen Rider and has shallow graved it. Boy, you got it. We're taking 5, losing another land. This is unfortunate. Perfect. Liliana, sure. They have the good Ancestral Recall. How many? This has one-time counter on it. I'm gonna discard the Batter Skull. Okay. Target me. Play this one. I've got to decide what I feel like discarding. Because obviously this Lily Plus is. It's probably Coerce. Like, Coercive Portal also gets me out of this shenanigans. Interesting. I think I want the Remand. I think I want the Counterspell. It might just be Wormcoil Engine, to be honest with you. Wormcoil Engine just might be the card that is, like, the worst in this hand. Yeah. Reasonable. Get rid of Remand at this point. Like, this Liliana doesn't win the game in a meaningful amount of time. Yikes. Forge Master Tundra. You cost 7 to flashback? Sure. I'm gonna discard Forge Master. This is great. Oh, god damn it. Yep. We made a mistake. Kids, remember that your weird enchantments target first. Yeah, that was unfortunate. I think that game was very winnable, and by doing what just happened there, I think that game turned into a very losing situation very quickly. Opponent is on some nature of Reanimator, so Sower is probably good. As such, how do I ever beat an Inkwell Leviathan? By not letting them have one. Is that a valid potential option? Probably not. As such, maybe I'm supposed to cut this Inkwell? I can see this line of logic. I'm also pretty light on win conditions, so I don't know if that's necessarily a thing that I have available. I can probably cut this bolt. I think this bolt's pretty bad. Anything else here? Commando, Splicer? Not particularly. We'll run that. His hand needs mana, but like, we should be able to get there. I could also mulligan to something busted here, but I don't know. I think opponent has to respect him, sure. I will suspend Riftwing Cloudskate. I will take one from your future deck. Additional land drops. Always good things. Alright, at over a half an hour, I'm calling it. I don't want this whiskey and coke to get too much more warm. It's pretty warm, though. I mean, you'll be good eventually. This one good?
We got a new song that kind of is self-titled song, and I think
opponent ancestral them in himself in response to this card.
Anything that you love, so it doesn't necessarily have to be a bad thing.
Show them Tundra Coercive Portal. They give me Tundra. That seems like a reasonable thing for you to do. Unless... I plan on just using this card as a source of card advantage. So, game plan is just to kind of tick up until I get something going. Yep. It's fine. This is better than what I started with. I'm in. One, two, three, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay. Cast this. This one. Tick up. Sunring Titan face. Oh, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 8 with the Mox. Opponent agrees. They're done with me. Alright, that's pretty rad. Okay. Yeah, opponent hands me a Sundering Titan and I show them a Mishra's Workshop that I'm going to use to cast it, and they're done. Reasonable. I accept. Weird that opponent has Time Twister in their Reanimator deck, but I guess I accept. Like, does Upheaval favor me even remotely? Probably not. I think I'm just gonna run it back like this. I'm in. This is turn 1, main ult, go. Oh. Sick. Well, opponent apparently mulled a 5, didn't like what they saw. I kept 7, and they decided they were out of it, so cool. That's a win in the books from the home team. So, for anyone who was, who dropped in by way of Twitch recommendation at the title, so, over a half an hour on the One Chip Challenge. Tapped out of boredom because this whiskey and coke sounded way too good. But also, if you are joining us, not normally a watcher of the stream. Hello, my name is Adam, member of Team Switch from Grand Rapids, Michigan. Tonight we're playing some Vintage Cube on Magic the Gathering Online. It's possible. This is really close. I'm gonna keep it. I'm so dumb. Like, this is way too close. Yeah, I did see that opponent was double queuing, Terry. I just figured that, like, of these two things, if it were me, I'd rather be playing Vintage Cube, but, like, maybe I'm a lunatic. Oh, baby, let's go. Okay. Cast is Trinket Mage. Yeah. Are you gonna counter a Trinket Mage right now? Like, I mean, I'm down if that's what you're about, but does not seem like a particularly efficient use of your mana. So I will jam this Mana Vault unless that doesn't matter. Okay. And this was the unless I was getting to, right? I can jam this Metalworker instead. If I untap with this Metalworker, my opponent probably concedes on the spot because I just make Sundering Titan and. Elspeth is fine. I don't care about that. Reasonable. Bonus points if we draw red source. Please put this back in your hand. That's also gas. Not gonna lie. Done? Okay. Sundering Titan. Done? And I think that instead of... I think that instead of playing the Coercive Portal this turn, I'm just going to hold up this Mana Confluence in case the opponent does something particularly spooky. I think that the likelihood of opponent doing anything particularly spooky is pretty low, but I think it would start with Black Lotus. That's not Black Lotus. Volcanic Island, you say? Sure. Reasonable. Counter target spell. This one. Goodbye. Sick. Opponent didn't even activate their Elspeth. This is so good. No, I'll just take one for my mana vault. That's fine. Okay. Play this. Coercive Portal. Combats. This one at Elspeth, this at you, this at you, this at you. Awesome. Alright, silly creature deck. I'll bring in Sower. I'll take a Braid in this matchup. I think that one's pretty good. I think opponent is more likely to be the smokestack than I am. What else do I not love here? Maybe I don't need Sower because most of their creatures are going to be small and kind of questionable. Sure. So just board in this Abrade. Yep. Reasonable enough. Let's go. This hand seems way too slow. This one is reasonable. Gonna bottom Sacred Foundry, I think. You got it. This is where our opponent just jams a Thalia and I'm upset. Intrepid Adversary. I don't care about a 3-1 with lifelink. He will put 0 Valor counters on this card. One, two, three, four. Okay. So opponent's just trying to race me now. Their whole plan is clock. Which is reasonable enough, I suppose. Well. I think I need to take a turn to get this into the Metalworker into play. Because if I do that, then next turn I just start dropping all these idiots. I don't think there's a particular reason to expose this Tolarian Academy to like Wasteland or Strip Mine this turn. Alright, opponent has an Urza, that's fine. Opponent is now incredibly kind in chat. Okay. I have no interest in blocking either of these things. I'm gonna take a bunch of damage. I understand. Got it. Okay. Player in Academy. Activate Metalworker. Show you these 3 things. 6 mana. I need... Alright. Opponent responded, "Oi, you about to wreck me?" I mean, that would be the intent, opponent. I have bad news. This one. This one. As a 2/2. So I have to see how opponent attacks here. That is the correct move, opponent. I will just die. Yeah, because if I block here, and then here, I'm still taking plenty. Perfect. Next game. I still think my creatures are better than opponents. I don't think that Sower of Temptation is very good. Oh, they did show me Urza, so Cathar Commando has like some text. I think we're pretty well on what we have. I did get the blue-green land. Like, this Trigon Predator is not out of the question. I don't know that we necessarily need that, though. Like, I feel like opponent is going to have some number of weapons and things that like Urza and Urza Saga, but I think that we're probably okay. Opponent now reevaluating their sideboard decisions, apparently. Alright. Oh. So for anyone tuning in late, yes, tonight was hot. The One Chip Challenge lasted over 30 minutes. So, kudos to me, I guess. We'll post on social media tomorrow if all of my insides have turned into meat soup. For those who also follow the stream on a regular basis, so this Saturday will be normal vintage, 1 p.m. Deck yet TBD, probably Blue Tinker or Oath of Druids. It's the 2 decks I'm kind of in love with in the format right now. Yes, please. Huh. It's like close. This is much better. I'm gonna keep this one. I'm gonna ship Memory Deluge because I already have Coercive Portal should I need some kind of answer like that. Play Coast, say go. Draven Inspector is fine. Not a card I particularly care about. Mana Vault. Okay. I will not pay 4 for Mana Vault's ability. That one's pretty good. Not gonna lie to you. Play Basalt Monolith. Play Coercive Portal. Crack clue to draw a card, sure. Volcanic Island. Geist of St. Traft, I accept. Alright. Elish's Homage. I would like to draw cards, please. You voting for Carnage is a pretty wild thing to do, I suppose. I would not like to pay for Mana Vault's ability. Okay. Card? Minus? I also could have suspended this Cloud Skate here. I also don't know that I need to. Hero Blade Hold, confirmed a good one. Not gonna lie to you. Opponent has to decide here if it's worth losing their Geist of St. Traft to try to kill this Karn. Yep. Okay. Easy money block. We'll also trade this construct for here. We'll put this construct in front of Hero Blade Hold in the right hurry. I will not. Okay. Alright, so... I think I'm just gonna play this. I'm gonna pass. I'm gonna untap Basalt Monolith. I'm gonna be willing to trade Construct for Hero Blade Hold. What do you got? Or Fractured Identity. Yup. That is unfortunate. Kinda hate all of that. Interesting. Yup. Trade that off in a heartbeat. Untap this. Not gonna pay for the Mana Vault. Well, that's gas. God, I did it again. How do I keep doing this? Gross. I really need to be more careful when I'm doing this Faith Fetters thing. So, what's the play here now? Do we suspend Cloud? No, I'm just gonna wait. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, we're just gonna Cloud Skate next turn. We're taking more damage than we should have to here. What is opponent? Yeah, sure. You can vote for homage. You will draw a card. I will now be in absolutely abysmal shape if my opponent Armageddons, and it will be my own fault. I'm a menace to my own well-being with this card. That's fine. It doesn't particularly matter. I accept.
Give me a long neck bottle of beer so I can.
Battle cry, yup.
It's been a long, hard day. I can hardly think. I got unwrapped gifts and burned out lights, and the stockings are empty, and I'm fighting with the wife. So give me a long neck
Okay.
bottle of beer so I can drink. Give me just
No, thank you.
a shot of that whiskey that you just bought.
That one's not bad. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Walmart parking lot. I got jacked from a spot about 18 times.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4. We're almost there.
I said, oh, it's Christmas time. You can bet your ass you're gonna be the last person in line.
Sundering Titan?
Knocks up in the fruitcake's dry. My electric bill is gonna be sky high. So give me a long neck bottle of beer so I can.
How do we feel about this one? Opponent not sure how they feel about this one. The way they're holding up mana, it almost feels like they have Force of Negation. This assuredly not Force of Negation.
It's Christmas time. You can bet your ass you're gonna be the last person in line. When the eggnog's lumpy and the fruitcake's dry, my electric bill is gonna be.
Helix the token, sure. Okay. Yield to Titan trigger. This. 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 And then die to their board. Yep, and then die to their board. Cool. Yikes. That Faith Fetters thing cost me the game. Womp womp. Yeah, I need to pay more attention to that. Twice in one league is pretty bad. So for anyone not quite clear what goes on there, so what happens when you play a spell that targets a thing? You will choose your targets, then pay your costs, then announce the spell. So, when I started trying to tap mana, Faith's Fetters goes, hey, hold on. Pick a target. And I just started, like, spam clicking on my lands to tap them. And it's like, oh, okay, I'll enchant one of these lands. That's fine. That's a thing you're allowed to do. Not a thing I wanted to do, but a thing I'm allowed to do. Again, thank you everyone for joining me tonight. I really do appreciate all of you coming out. There are plenty of ways that you could choose to spend your Thursday evenings. I'm grateful you chose to spend it with me. The last of that Jefferson. I finally decided to crack open and use up the last of that bottle of Jefferson. So it is a Jefferson and Coke, which is fine. Nothing more, nothing less. It probably would have been better with Buffalo or the Redbreast, but here we are. I'm gonna mulligan this. This one is much better. I'm gonna ship this coast. So this hand pretty much plays itself. This is turn 1, Mana Vault. Got it. Turn 2, Signet. Nice. Very good, Terry. Rift Sower, sure. I accept your Rift Sower. Do I get to do things now? I have things I want to do. My ramp is cooler than yours. So next turn we play Signet, and then we Forge Master, suspend Ancestral Vision, and then when we untap with a Forge Master, we go get a Big Dumb Idiot. Quite likely Inkwell Leviathan. Carried it is fine. Okay. No, I would prefer not to. I also don't have to show my opponent white, which is pretty great. Opponent gets their mana dork. So one has 4 mana here. There are a lot of scary things that could happen with 4 mana. That's a Ramanap Excavator, sure. Replay a fetch land. You got it. I will not. You can't make me. Opponent, why are we stopped here? Opponent, please. No, thank you. Forge Master? Suspend Ancestral Vision. You need to kill this opponent. You need to kill this or kill me. Especially now that you fetched Underground Sea. Okay, reasonable. They had the removal spell. This is fine. I'm gonna always yield the Ancestral Vision. I don't feel like I want to pay 4 for this mana vault right now. I was correct. Okay. Make this Batter Skull. This is probably just gonna go get my, it's obviously just gonna get my Mox. Deal? I mean, do you have a bolt? Cause, like, cool, I guess. What do you have? We're paying costs. Oh, Fallen Shinobi, sure. This is unfortunate. Reasonable. That's like super minor compared to what they could have hit. I'm into it. Promise for blocking this Fallen Shinobi next turn. Promise, promise, promise. Through 4, nope. Okay. This. This. Yes, please. Find. Ooh, I could also get a Stone Coil Serpent. I don't hate that at all. I'm just gonna get the Mox, though. I want the mana. What do you got, opponent? Golos is fine. Don't particularly care about that one. What land do you have that you think is particularly relevant? I am curious. Alright. Wasteland, sure. That's fine. Probably not as good as you think it is, but like, fine. Rift Sower is once again in exile. I accept. AV ticks down. Opponent's still really loving to pause in my upkeep in response to all these triggers that I don't think they're doing anything in response to. Alright. 1, 2, 3, 4. Red source. We can just stalemate for a minute, that's fine. Like, I'm pretty sure opponent got this Wasteland fearing this Tundra, when, like, it doesn't particularly matter. That is not at all how I plan on killing our opponent. I also could have just used 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I guess no, I want to wait a turn. I was just thinking about I could have used Mana Vaults to equip Batterskull to the Trinket Mage after attacks, or even before and attacked with a 6 power creature. But I think that I want to save it because I want to be able to bounce Batterskull in the event that opponent has a way to try to remove the Batterskull itself. I don't particularly care about them removing the germ. That's not something that really scares me. It's them removing the Batterskull itself that's problematic.
Everybody's watching now. You don't know where your next move is to,
Also, eventually I'm just going to draw a big dumb.
where you need to go.
1, 2, 3, or 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So we already have the mana for Inkwell Leviathan if we draw it. Okay. We finally moved into opponent's main phase. There we go. Makes more sense. Opponent just apologized in chat and said they hit a crying baby, which makes way more sense. Four mana. Green, white. Yeah, that's fine. You've activated Golos. Okay. Running 6 is fine. I don't particularly care about that. Like, you have Recursive Wasteland, which doesn't particularly matter. Like, the blue cards are how I plan on beating you. Plus run. Okay. It will target me. We'll draw 3 cards. I will not pay 4 for Mana Vault. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4 Karn. Make another big dom. Make another big dom. I've presented a great deal of power, opponent. Opponent once again tapping a whole bunch of mana. Activating Golos. Shadow the Scalds. Sure. Uro. Yup. That's fine. Until your next turn. Till the end of your next turn. Sure. Some of these are very good. This one is decent. This one is also pretty crazy. This Uro can also be played for free. I don't know that you're supposed to, but it can be. Next turn I will probably just strap this Stonecoil Serpent with a Batter Skull and go absolutely bananas. Like, it will deal an obnoxious amount of damage. I will also likely be able to kill the run in 6 if I do so. They would have to sacrifice a pretty large amount of their boards, a pretty reasonable board presence in order to not lose Ren. Blue, sure. Island Plains, yes. 3 mana, 4 mana, Omnath, yup, that's fine. Draw a card, sure. Uro, yes. Ooh, opponent did have a land. Alright. This could matter. Actually, this does matter because then they're going to fetch, cast Niv Mizzet Reborn, get a bunch more cards. Good news. They still don't have great ways to deal with Stonecoil Serpent strapped with a Batter Skull. Nor do I expect they will, to be perfectly honest with you. Mirari's Wake, sure. Opponent returning a land, yup. I will not pay 4 for Mana Vault, promise. Alright. Quip. Here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Proceed to combat. Declare attacks at run in 6. It's dead. I love it. I will just make another idiot. And then pass. I quite expect this to be the thing that does my opponent in. Whenever you cast a spell this turn, put a +1/+1 counter on target creature you control. Sure. This is Niv Mizzet Reborn for sure. I accept. I accept that as well. Got it. Opponent does realize this just gets stonewalled by Stonecoil Serpent all day long, right? Like, I just block, gain 9 life, go about my merry way. Maelstrom Pulse. Well, that's quite rude of you. I mean, I accept, but it's quite rude of you. This is still big. Croxa, sure. Not a thing I particularly care about. Draw Inkwell Leviathan, win game. That's where we're at. Draw Inkwell Leviathan, win game. All I'm looking to do. Cast Grist. Sure. You're presenting a lot of things. I respect it. Like, this has gotten very large very quickly. I mean, I'm still just gonna, like, block it forever. What do we got? Kitchen things. Sure. So they found the Maelstrom Pulse. Croxa. Looks like a lot of their Niv Mizzet was whiffs. That's pretty good for me. Fun fact, Kitchen Finks also does not block Stonecoil Serpent. Huntmaster of the Fells. Yes. Got it. I accept. Okay. No. Showed my opponent Sundering Titan Memory Deluge. Nice. Oh, that's pretty good. Alright. I mean, I respect it. Like, I think that's the correct choice. Blue, blue. Inkwell. Coercive Portal. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Would you like to block with Wolf? Or possibly Sylvan Caryatid? There's an argument there to not attack the Grist. Because you just 9 them. Goes to 18, and then just about lethal. Whether or not I have to... I don't think there's a world I have to untap this Mana Vault. You got the Coercive Portal. I respect it. Okay. Yep. So, like, I mean, I agree, Gundy. Like, that would be hot fire. Okay.
Where your footprints once lay right by mine is now emptiness. Remember this day.
Got it.
Remember the words you've chosen. And I
6 mana.
kills you inside every day. 'Cause inside I'm broken.
Okay. This one here. 10, 14, 17, 20. Like, I'm not dead. Not by a long shot. You have flying. This Trinket Mage has kind of done what it needs to do. I'll just eat 2 of your things. Black, black. Green, green. Assassin's Trophy targeting Batterskull. Reasonable. Yeah? And that's the punish for, like, not leaving up the mana to bounce Batterskull there. Okay. I have gone to 9. My life has now gotten much harder. Opponent having the trophy for Batterskull is pretty unfortunate. Would you blow up my mana vault? That's fine. I think that's actively good for me. Opponent has a Wormcoil Engine.
I tend to pray what I'm thinking. And I
I think I'm dead.
when I'm drinking.
So I think that my out to this shenanigans was the Coercive Portal, which I have now discarded to...
But I like 'em anyway. And that's all.
Here's Basalt Monolith. I could get a Sundering Titan, but that's not going to do nearly enough to matter. I guess this is... Spend 7 mana. One, 2, 3, 4, 5. Heats. Anything here even have 3 toughness? Yes, that is actually a thing that matters. Bolts.
When it's worth it. I look for something bad when it's perfect.
Down.
She knew me, she say she's afraid, but she loves me anyway.
Currently I have
And that's all
sorcery, land, artifact, creature. Great.
with me.
This is turned on. So this is going to do 6 damage to something. What am I doing 6 damage to and how does it matter? Just start by bolting that now. Does this matter, like, at all? This is still way more than lethal, right? I can clear one more idiot. And then block 3, so 7, 7, 12. That's way more than lethal. Yep, that'll do it. Gross. That was very close. Don't hate Sower here. Opponent's creatures are actually pretty reasonable. Bolt's gonna get outclassed pretty quickly. Not that opponent is always gonna have the hot starts where they can just like put 1/1 counters on everything forever. Also, Cathar Commando seems pretty good. Not gonna lie. Faith Fetter's pretty reasonable. Copter, like, maybe questionable. Also, opponent way better at fighting under a smokestack than I am. Yeah, I like this. Like, I think the only world in which smokestack is good is if I, like, just jam it on 1 and wait. But even that, it feels pretty questionable. 1 the die roll. Not enough lands. This is reasonable. I think the Cathar Commando has to go for now. Play the tap land. Goose is fine. Okay. That card is fine. That card is less fine. Good news, opponent. I don't particularly need that red. Alright, so I'm probably going to try to set up this Metalworker, because I think this Metalworker does the most for me. Rebuys their Delta. Play Metalworker. Opponent's gonna make a food. They want the mana acceleration, which makes sense given what we saw last game. Two, 4, 6, 8, 9, 10, 11. If we draw a land, we just get Basalt Monolith, Coercive Portal, and Batterskull. All of which seem like things I want in my life. I mean, that's not how I wanted it, but like, sure. Yes. I'm gonna jam this portal now. Like, I don't think this ever becomes the Wrath that I want it to be. But drawing 2 extra cards, or drawing 1 extra card a turn definitely helps me. Oh, I didn't realize. Opponent's on like 4 minutes. The opponent has to kill me very quickly, and I once again have assembled Batterskull plus Stonecoil Serpent, which we've already determined is very good against their deck. I will vote Carnage.
Folks sure ain't acting like they used to. You got people buying little kids for slaves, and all the unborn babies go straight to the grave. And people done forgot what it means to care. But when the ends are coming, don't start to cry, 'cause you're the one to blame. And now it's time to die. There's a change coming, coming for me and you. There's a change coming. The sky turns black with the bloodshot moon set. A change is a coming. Forget about yesterday. And when that change is coming, you better conform and start digging your grave. Said, oh, 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 oh.
Sick. So opponent has sub 5 minutes on the clock to beat this garbage.
When it's dark and oh so cold, and your body has left your soul, just remember what you
Reasonable.
told. There's a change coming for me and you. There's a change coming. Sky turns black with the bloodshot moon set. A change is a
So
forget about yesterday.
opponent gets to refuel here.
It's coming. You better conform and start digging your grave. Said, oh, 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 oh.
Discard Delta, sure. Cool. We're once it together, stitching together this monstrosity. Plains, swamp, mountain, island, forest. So we're gonna try to weasel the Sundering Titan in and just nuke our opponent's entire mana base. Deal. Got it. Reasonable.
And I've been praying for you until the day I'm gone. I said, I'm going home. You do best to forget my name.
That one's decent. Not gonna lie to you.
I ain't trying to be mean or do you no wrong. But see, we both got something better waiting for us, and we can both go ahead and move on. I'm going home. I'm going home. Yeah.
Just clock our opponent.
You got plenty about you that you don't show. And I could really care less about the things that you think I shouldn't know. You see, I got more press
This feels like a reasonable spot to be in.
than to waste my time with the way you think or the curse coming from your lips.
Is this 5 mana for Golos?
I ain't saying that I ain't done wrong. And if you could
1, 2, 3.
for the seeds I've sown,
Yeah, like that's kind of awkward, not gonna lie.
and I've been praying for them all.
Tireless Tracker. Yes.
And I've been praying for you until the day I'm gone. I said, I'm going home. You do best to forget my name and start working on your own.
Okay.
I ain't trying to be mean or do you no wrong. But see, we both got something better waiting for us, and we can both go ahead and move on. I'm going home. I'm going home. Yeah, I'm going home. I'm going home. Yeah, I'm going home.
Ferrari's week is fine.
Ship the size of cities, rolling in the wind, a crew of real men singing.
I mean, yeah.
This is all we know.
I mean, that's kind of gross, but opponent's hoping to hit hard here. There's a Sower of Temptation. That's unfortunate. Okay. Got it. Take Karn. Take Mox. Plus the fairy. Mox. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 5, 6, 7, 8. Done. You got it. I think we're in a pretty reasonable spot right now. Like, I think this game's pretty well ours. Uh-huh. That gets us the Mana Vault, which we don't really need. Plus this. Oh, that's gas. How many card types are in our graveyard? Artifact, creature, land, instant. Kill this.
You see, the pandemic raises new concerns about excessive drinking, and this alcohol abuse
This.
is an ongoing health crisis. Even
Down. Done. Attack you. Sick. We got one more. Opponent has to win in like sub 1 minute. I feel like it literally doesn't matter what our deck contains. With this bolt, is probably more reasonable than I originally gave it credit for. Yeah, opponent's done with us. Opponent knew they weren't winning in like a minute. So, red. Well, alright everybody, there it is. 2-1 with some big dumb Tolarian Academy artifact deck. That was like kind of light on artifacts, but it's probably fine. And then one ship challenge over a half an hour, didn't die. Actually feeling pretty alright, so rad, cool. Alright everybody, that's going to be it for me for tonight. I'm going to be back on Saturday, 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, playing some actual factual Vintage. Game plan, like I said, probably Blue Tinker or Oath of Druids, because that's what I'm enjoying the format right now, and I'm enjoying Vintage quite a bit, so why not keep with it? In the meantime, if you like what you see here, please go ahead and give me a follow. I'm live here 3 days a week. I also have all of, or the vast majority of, my leagues posted in my YouTube channel, which is linked down below. And then I post once a week on the Team Swish YouTube channel, some exclusive content there. So you can check out the Swish Gaming YouTube channel for more content. And there are some other great creators there as well. My friend Jeremy Pinter, who plays a lot of Legacy, Vintage, Modern, all over the place. And then the rest of the team who are also fantastic. But that'll be it for me for tonight, everybody. Thank you so much for coming out. We'll see you again Saturday. Cheers.